Hey guys, and welcome back to G's Autos. Thank you so much for tuning in. Alrighty, now if you had have watched the previous episode, you would have seen that I had a custom performance exhaust fitted to the EB, and I gave a bit of a rundown on it. We had a look at the exhaust and a few bits and pieces, and yeah, sounds fantastic. Car goes great. So this week the car actually went down to Tim and Peter at EFI Logic. We put it on the dyno just to see how much extra horsepower the exhaust may have got in the old stock 302 Windsor. So once again, a big thanks to Tim and Peter at EFI Logic. Thank you for your continued support of the show. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, guys, enough out of me. Let's take a look at the video and see what the results were. Okay, so just got the car up on the hoist, as you can see, just having a better look at the exhaust system. This is the first chance I've had to actually go underneath the car and have a look. So yeah, very happy with all that. And definitely sounds a lot better than what it was originally. Alright, so how many runs did you end up doing? Two, three?
We did three.
We did three.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just having a look at the graph now. So this is the difference. So original run that we did last year was 170.8 horsepower, and it was 185.9 after the exhaust. So do you want to run us through what you're seeing on the screen there, Tim?
Yeah, you can see straight away that it's holding power for longer. So obviously as we rev the engine, we're getting more air out of it. I mean, let's face it, engines are air pumps.
Yep.
So, you know, we could see we had a massive restriction here. We were falling over.
Yep.
Now we've got, you know, it's continuing all the way to the rev limiter. The other big one is that we've actually lent out. We've made no tuning changes, but what that means is we're now efficiently burning the fuel, which is excellent. Still rich to where I'd like to see it.
Okay.
But again, Australian manufacturers in the 90s You see that in a lot of their maps. They'll run them pig rip.
Okay.
And that's because the engines had to live for 500,000 kilometres.
Yep.
Emissions weren't exactly what they are today, so
Yep.
let's just dump a heap of fuel in it, keep it cool and keep it alive.
Yep.
So, but that's really impressive, but again, it's what we used to see back in the day doing Holden 5 litre.
Well, that's what you said to me the other day. You were estimating 15 horsepower gain. I was saying, I think 10.
Yeah.
So I'm wrapped with 15.
Yeah.
That's.
But again, that was sort of what we expected. That's what we saw doing the old Holden motors. So I'm not, by any chance, an expert on these ones.
Yep.
But, that's what we saw on them. So but you were saying fuel economy.
Yeah, I picked up. I would estimate just just soft driving the car, not putting the foot down.
Yep.
I'd say an extra 50 k's
Unreal,
out of a full tank. Now all that is obviously highway driving, but still, hey, a gain is a gain, and it's been So I don't.
Shows what we found again in the early days of LS.
Yep.
That we could have more power and better economy because of the way the factory had tuned that car.
Yep.
Which it goes against what you think. How can I have more horsepower and use less fuel? But
Yep.
We've just seen it there, and you've proven it driving
Yep.
it. So.
And the other thing we're actually going to look at soon, hopefully, is another possibly inlet manifold and plenum, and maybe a throttle body, depending on what we think the ECU could. I'm guessing.
Yeah. I mean, there's the old J3 chip that we could try and play around with. I haven't had a lot of experience with that, but I've got a mate who has. So
Yep.
We'll have a talk to him and see what we can and can't do with that.
Yep.
Otherwise, we'll look at doing standalone ECU
Yep.
like we have in the Starlet.
Now, any chance we can have a look at just run us through the torque numbers? Because I have had questions previously at how much torque was on the original run when we got 170.8 horsepower.
Yeah, I know. So the tacho wire had fallen off previously.
That's right, yeah.
But I mean, we're looking there at a number today. So I mean, we could, minus the percentage increase that we've seen. And that's us fighting the dyno and the gearbox not being happy about being driven hard.
Yep.
So you'd average that out and say currently about 300 Newton metres to the tyre.
Yep.
Which is an impressive.
And that's on today's run.
That's on today's run.
Yep.
So, we picked up 15 horsepower. So you would say torque-wise we would have lost, with the old exhaust most by 20 Newton metres.
Okay.
Is what I normally see.
Well, I'm happy with those gains because you always get... The reason I wanted to do this because you always hear, will an exhaust make much of a difference? Yeah. And stock standard 302 Windsor and a full good quality exhaust system has added 15 horsepower. So you were spot on the money.
There you go. Yeah, that happens very rarely. I've forgotten a lot of stuff from the late 90s, early 2000s, but apparently I remembered that.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Mate, I would be. I'm blown away. But again, you see that in this generation of car right up until... early LS1, and then manufacturers had to pick up their gains.
Yep.
So exhausts don't pick up huge horsepower on later model cars like you would expect. But again, we've got a little white Starlet that we're going to do an exhaust on.
That's right.
Very interesting to see that one.
Yeah, so we'll stick around for that one. We'll be doing a full exhaust system on the Starlet as we make more changes to that one. But thanks, Tim.
No, thank you, mate. It sounds like a V8 finally.
It does. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, all right.